Hi, everybody. How are you? It's Jay Victoria, the Energy Queen. And I haven't done an energy update in a while, but I wanted to come back. Um, Thank you for following me, and hopefully, this video reaches you. So, first of all, the reason I stopped doing the energy updates was because I myself went through like a gigantic quantum leap, as you might hear people talk about. Um, and really, it was very unexpected. I thought, just to summarize, I thought that I was living in a certain location, a certain apartment for the whole summer here in New York City. I was in Brooklyn and I had arranged for that. And I'm a comedian here in New York as well. And that was my dream, to do comedy in New York. And so that's part of my story too, that I was able to make that happen through the work I do with energy and through God, 5 years ago, and been here ever since, still going. And so grateful, to be living my dream and to share with other people how you can make your dreams come true too. Um, but after your dream comes true, there's still so much growth. And so basically, I was living in this apartment. The person I was living with, who was my roommate slash leaseholder of the apartment, came to a comedy show. I thought he was a pretty friendly person, and took great offense to a silly joke that I made, which is what comedians do. And I maintain the right as a comic. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or how you identify, we all deserve to say what we want to say. And if you said it, it's because you decided to say it, and we all have freedom of speech. So I said something that I thought was a good joke. I thought it was funny. And, we're always trying things on stage as comedians as well. Pretty tame, in my opinion. And he came home drunk that night, and he left notes in the apartment that he wanted to rape me, essentially. And that was extremely upsetting. When I saw the first note, I was like, I knew I had to leave, immediately. I hadn't planned for that. I live in New York City. Anyway, stay with me, because the quantum leap was 2 weeks later. I'm now in an incredible apartment. I'm right on Central Park. It's a dream come true, weirdly, even though it was an extremely stressful situation. I have pets. I had to have people help me through this. It was extremely, at first, it looked like a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the things I want to tell you right now, is that if you're going through something and it feels difficult, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is bad. I could have looked at this and been like, oh my God, look at what I lost. I lost my apartment. I lost my security. I lost money because I couldn't run my business. I couldn't go to work. Even I have a part-time job as a hostess in the West Village. I had to cancel my shifts. It's like I couldn't, I had to have a place to securely be. And it was like basically just being out on the street, except luckily I had friends who helped me, and my brother helped me. And I think that's basically one of the main things that I want to share with you. And I've said this before, but I think it's a really important thing to hang on to right now. If you need like a mantra to hang on to, it's that you may trip, but you won't fall. You may trip, but you won't fall. And you may feel right now like you're tripping on a lot of things, and things are crazy, and it feels like you aren't getting a moment to breathe. But every time during this experience, I thought I was going to fall. I had to be out of staying with one friend. I didn't know where I was going to go the next night. Well, someone else showed up. And so I had to, and what I recommend is, if you're in a moment where you don't know how you're going to not fall, you have to learn. And it's a gift, actually, to get the opportunity to learn how to rely on God, how to trust. How else are you going to get strong faith unless God doesn't give you situations where you absolutely need it? And I'll show you something that has helped me. I got this at Church of St. John the Baptist. It's at 210 West 31st Street. If you're in New York, you can go. Our Mother of Perpetual Help. And I didn't really know much about her, but I'm Catholic, so that's my background, and I'm really into actually all the saints and the different, you know, versions that we celebrate of Mary. And um, I found her extremely helpful. And I think, you know, when things are going well in your life, do you pray as much? Like, be honest with yourself. Do you really care about improving your life when things are easy? Do you care about your karma? Do you care about whether or not you're kind to other people? Do you care about helping people? Do you care about your spirit? Do you care about your energy? I find that a lot of the people who are authentically um, connected to that bigger thing in a way that not only helps them, but ultimately can help you inspire others. Like, I'm that kind of person. It's because of the difficult things that you go through. So again, like, I could have looked at what I went through as I'm a victim and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Immediately, because of my past experiences, because of my work with Energy Queen, I knew this is not a bad thing. This is the falling away of a situation that wasn't actually good for me. I'm glad I'm not in that apartment. I wouldn't want to live with someone who secretly wants to rape me. You know, I could feel that, of course, in my energy. I didn't really feel right living there at all, but I didn't know where else I was going to go. I needed an emergency situation to get me out of there. I needed something in my face. I needed something obvious to push me to leave. It was like, no question. So don't worry about it. If you're going through something hard, it's changing you and shaping you in a way that you're going to be grateful for. And at the time, it may feel like the days are going by really slowly when you're going through something, but the time will go by and you will be in a new place and you will look at your life and you'll be so grateful for all the things that you fought through. You're going to be sitting like I am right now in a beautiful apartment going, I'm not even thinking twice about all the things that were hard because they got me here and now I can land here. Now I can be safe. Now I, you know, have so many positive things, and all the negative stuff that got stripped away made so much room for all these positive things. And it's only good, really, when you look at it that way. The change is only good. Um, I call it a quantum leap when, you know, things happen extremely fast. And if you want to quantum leap, I think that's possible for you. One way that you can instigate that is to claim what you want and decide for it, ask for it, pray for it, just claim it. And I noticed that that actually came right before this happened. Right before this happened, I started using the words thriving season. I started saying, I'm in my thriving season. I started posting, I'm in my thriving season. I started deciding, I'm in my thriving season. I named my Facebook group Thriving Season. I renamed it. And I had that idea in my head for a while, but once I started talking about it, once I started doing something with it, that's when this happened. So I knew it was no coincidence that, you know, when you claim something for yourself and you not only think about it, but you take a step, it's going to invite in that change. And you never need to look at or worry about what's getting stripped away. You just keep focusing on the fact that you're actually getting what you want. You know, I'm actually in my thriving season because I claimed it first when I wasn't necessarily in it, but I claimed it. And now I actually am. And it's only 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? So that's a quantum leap. That's fast in linear time. And that can happen for you when you start claiming what you want. So I'm saying a lot, but in this energy update, what I'm saying is I think this is a time when you can do that. I think this is a time that you don't have to worry about falling when you make a change. You don't have to worry that, you know, you're not going to get through. And my advice is hang on to God, hang on to the bigger picture, hang on to, you know, whoever speaks to you. Because those forces are more powerful than us. Those forces are necessary for us to have a relationship with. And for me, like, I absolutely have to have a relationship with Jesus. It's not a question anymore, especially after going through something like this. It's like those things, like I said, when you're not going through an emergency in your life, yeah, maybe you pray, maybe you don't, maybe you think about it, maybe you don't. When you're in an emergency, you are developing, you know, the skill of connecting with God. And that's going to be so valuable for you, not only during the hard times, but during the good times. And it creates more of a foundation of, you know, something that will elevate you even when the times are good, even when life is good. Like you're going to feel that connection, not only to Jesus, to God, but to yourself. And yeah, so I think this is a time of not worrying about the things that are hard, but instead learning how to see how life is leading you in a different direction. Life is helping you. And to keep spinning things into the positive version of what they are. One thing I know about energy is that there is a positive and negative to everything. It's like two sides of a coin. And like I said, I could have looked at the same situation and thought it was negative, but instead I looked at the positive, and that was actually the truth. So with anything that feels negative right now, you don't need to think of it in a negative way. You can think of the positive part of it, and that's going to end up being the actual truth. And positive energy is indestructible. It is the actual truth. You know, if you looked at what you went through 100 years from now, looking back at your life, you would see only the positive, really. Like you would see the truth. So when you're in things, try to remember and remain in that positive spin on everything. And you're going to be able to navigate it so much faster. Even with finding a new apartment, I could have been like, oh, look at what's not working out. This place isn't working. I mean, I looked at so many places. This place isn't working. This place isn't working. That place isn't working. That person's flaky. That person's a scam. Blah, blah, blah. I could have looked at it all that way. Instead, every time I got a no, I went, oh, I'm glad I know that that's not the place. So I'm one step closer to the right place, right? It's like process of elimination. So whenever things aren't working, that's a really easy fix to flip it into the positive, you know? Oh, okay, you could do it with anything like dating. Okay, that person's not the right person. So I'm one step closer to the right person because I know that's not the right person, you know? There are so many ways of finding the positive in your situation. So I hope this helps you to do that. Stay fearless, stay strong. If you don't feel strong, connect to God, who's in everything, everywhere. You know, when the resurrection happened, Jesus's energy went into every fiber of reality. So it's everywhere. And that's actually, you know, what I rely on all the time. It's the fact that all negative energy already was overcome. So that's why you can flip anything negative into positive. And that's the truth because it's already there. Negativity already was dissolved, it already doesn't exist. So that's what's behind my work. And that's how I clear negative energy. And yeah, and that has been important for me too, you know, clearing the negative. That's for another video. But yeah, my work with Energy Queen Alchemy was imperative to get into this new place and to be here finally. And yeah, there's only, I mean, there's just so much room. Remind yourself of how good it's going to be because of all the things that you're getting rid of, all the things that you're getting stronger, that are getting stronger within you. You know, you're being shaped and you're being prepared for where you're going. And what I found is that EQA, Energy Queen Alchemy, what I do, it speeds up the process. Because the process is not just you going to another place physically, it's you changing inside, your energy changing, because your energy creates your reality. So for me to be in a positive place like this, from the place I was in 2 weeks, I had to clear a lot of negative energy from my spirit so that my spirit was itself more positive, which would manifest a positive result in my reality. And that's what happened. And if you're wondering, it just keeps going up and up. So you're never going to get somewhere new to the next level and be like, I just stay here. No, there's going to be another next level and another one and another one. But the process of up leveling is in itself very, very satisfying. And yeah, that's what we're all doing. If you didn't know, we're all just going up and up and up and up and up. And part of going up is letting go of the things that don't match that frequency. And the faster you can learn how to be fearless to let go, the better the whole thing will be. So I hope this helped you. I hope that felt like an energy update. I feel like there were a lot of lessons in there, but I just wanted to share, what came across today, and wishing you all the help that you need. If you are interested in working with me and getting your energy cleared, I'll put my email in the description. Feel free to get in touch, but I'm really excited about being in this next level and being able to help you into yours. So I hope this helped you, and give it a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't yet. There's lots more to come for me with Energy Queen in New York. Bye.